just started using Claude Cowork, you need to learn about skills because everybody has those tasks that they have to repeat over and over again every single day with or without AI. And frankly, you're wasting your time, especially in the age of AI. Skills were created so that you can automate those repetitive tasks every single day. That way you can get back to the work that matters most, the creativity and strategy of your company. I'm a CPA and operator, and I teach businesses how to accelerate their work through AI. And if you've seen any of my previous videos, you've seen that you can do incredible things with skills, like making a voice profile based off of your previous emails. And today, I want to make sure that you understand how you can use skills in every aspect of your business, so you can go throughout your entire day and automate as much as possible. Let's get into it. So to start things off, if you have an SOP, you have a skill. They're the tasks that you do every day, that you've perfected, that keep the business running. And they're both unwritten and written SOPs. The written ones are the obvious ones, the ones that we just talked about. You've maybe even written them out for other employees, for your own job, just so people can figure out how to do each step by step. Then there are also unwritten ones, the things that you just do every single day to keep you good at your job, to keep you up to date. Both of these types of SOPs are perfect for skills, and you should be creating them so you can use these skills throughout your entire day. So let me show you a quick example. So let's say that you're a marketer, and the first thing that you like to do when you sit down at your desk every single day is to make sure that you're up to date on all the most recent news, updates, trends, any platform updates. This is a really great thing that we can just automate with skills. So let me show you how you might go about doing this. We'll say something like, search the web for the top 5 to 10 marketing trends and industry news from the past 24 hours relevant to electric cars. Also let us know if there are any ad platform updates from Meta, Google Ads, or TikTok. And then also summarize all of this in about 2 to 3 bullet points with key takeaways and sources. Also pull any new competitor announcements or campaign examples. And then let's put all of this in a Markdown file called Marketing Daily Digest with today's date. Then after you're done with all of this, let's put it all in a PowerPoint and have one slide per point. Okay, and let's see what it's got for us. Wow, and this looks great. Looks like it's got about 9 slides here. So this is something that you can have every single day right when you walk into the office with all the newest information. All you have to do is, now that we've gone through that process once, is you just have to say, this looks great. Let's turn this into a skill so I can do this every single morning. You hit send and it starts making a skill. And it's got a few questions for us. And this will happen sometimes when you make a skill, because it wants to make sure it gets the skill right every single time. So it wants to know, do we always want it to be electric cars, or do we want it to be a different industry each time? We'll say always electric cars. How do you want to trigger this each morning? Let's have it run automatically, because you can now do scheduled tasks with Cowork, which is fantastic. And let's keep that dark navy teal look. That was awesome. And the other great thing is that this is saving to that folder that we picked earlier. And you can see that on the right side, this marketing trends folder that we have. And you can see that saved the Markdown and the PowerPoint. And it looks like it's going to ask us one more question. What time should the digest run automatically each morning? We're going to pick 8 a.m. because this is the time that I'm normally at my computer by. And right now with Claude Cowork, your computer has to be open and on for the scheduled tasks to be running. So we'll pick that to make sure it runs when we need it to. Okay, it looks like it's done. You can see it over here on the right. And so all we need to do is copy this to our skills, and this will run every single day. And we've got this set up on the schedule as well for 8 a.m. Perfect. So you may have noticed when we created that last skill that there was a very specific formatting going on here. The formatting is to have YAML at the top and then Markdown body at the bottom. And all that YAML is just the name, description, tools, and the way that you call that specific skill. Then the Markdown body is just the instruction that Claude follows. And this is actually really important because Claude doesn't know what skills you have unless it's inside of the prompt. So actually every single skill that you create and the ones that you turn on, Claude is going to be seeing that in the prompt, even though that you don't see that. So the problem is that if you have tons of different skills, it's going to be loading tons and tons of paragraphs of tons of different skills, and your prompt is going to get lost inside of all of that. So the way that Claude has fixed this or solved this problem is it's done this YAML at the top. And this YAML is just a quick summary of what the skill does, and it doesn't load anything else. It just loads that summary. So it can quickly go through all of the different summaries of all the different skills that you have, so it can know which skill, if any skill, it should load the rest of it if you call it. And the ways that you can call it is just by saying the name. So in this case, you can just call the skill builder, or when you say something along the lines of creating a new skill or optimizing existing skills or something like that, it's going to pull this specific skill. Skills can also have supporting files that give more information, so it can reference templates, examples, scripts, and then also reference docs as well. So for our first example, we went through a basic automation on how to create skills that are repeatable tasks, skills that you kind of just come across throughout the day and realize, hey, I need to repeat this pretty often, so I'm just going to make a skill out of this, which is great. Now we'll go into the next example, and this is premade skills, and there are tons of premade skills out there. There are ones from the community, and there are ones from Anthropic, and they're all super useful right out of the box. To get to premade skills, we'll just go up here to the top left and open up the sidebar. Then we'll hit customize, then we'll press skills, and you can see all of these example skills that Anthropic has already created. I'll show you the example of this theme factory. So as you can see here, we've got the skill.md. You can turn on the Markdown and you can see here's that summary that we were talking about earlier. And this theme factory skill is for creating any kind of documents, slides, reportings, landing pages. And these were curated by Anthropic to work really well with the way that the font and the color themes all work together. And you can see examples of what these look like if you click on this theme-showcase PDF. So you've got the ocean depths one, the sunset boulevard, forest canopy, golden hour. So you can see they have a lot of different options here. So let's see what this looks like in action. So what we'll do is just press on this theme factory button here and then check mark this on. Then we'll go back to our prompts and we'll say, make a PDF explaining how skills work in Claude Cowork, use the theme factory skill, and use the Sunset Boulevard theme. And you can see that it grabbed that skill. It has that on the context on the right side, theme factory. And just a random side note, for some reason I did have to restart my Cowork application to get the theme to be able to load. It didn't recognize it in there until I restarted it. So you may have to do that too. Okay, it looks like it's done. Let's open this up and see what it looks like. Yep, exactly what the theme we were expecting. Looks really good. Tells us all about skills and everything. But the more useful thing is that you can use these pre-made skills and customize them to be the exact way that you need them to be. And you can do that really easily just by asking it to update it right here in the chat. So for example, if our company was Google, we could ask it to do these 4 different brand colors. Can you update this skill to add another theme? Use the following colors for the theme. And yeah, it came out and it looks good. We've got our Google palette now with a new skill that references the Google primary as well, which is great. Let's make one more update because what I want to do is save this as its own skill so we can have Anthropic skills separate from our customized skills. So we'll ask it to give it a different name so it can be separate from Anthropic's, and then we can also ask it to make that Google primary the only theme available in the skill. We are going to make this its own separate skill. Can you change the name so we can save it and not conflict with the original skill name? Then also make it so only the Google primary is the only theme available. Great, so now all we need to do is press copy to our skills and we're good to go with that one. The next way to use skills is with connectors. And this comes from pressing this plus right here and you see the connectors and you've got all of these different connectors that you can connect with. Things like Klaviyo, Gmail, Canva, Excalidraw. There are tons of different ways you can connect to all the data that you use every single day. So for example, you can connect to new connectors by pressing this plus, then going to connectors, then manage connectors, then hitting this plus on the top left, browse connectors, then searching for whatever you need. As you can see, they have tons and tons of different connectors that you can use. For this example, we're going to connect to the Google Calendar connector, and you'll just sign in and then give it permission for what it can access, and then you're back in Claude. Then you can also manage what these connectors have access to straight from Claude by clicking on the specific connector, and then you have all the different permissions and rules on the side where you can go through always allow, needs approval, or blocked for each one of these individual items. I'll also connect to Google Drive for this example. And we'll have Cowork help me prepare for a meeting that I have with a person named Ryan this Friday. So we'll see what it can grab for us from our calendar, which has a lot of meeting details in there, and from Google Drive, where I have some notes about the meeting that I wanted to remember. Help me prepare for my meeting with Ryan Caldwell this Friday. I should have some information in my Google Calendar about it and in my Google Drive. And we'll hit let's go. And the most helpful things will be meeting agenda. I would do background on Ryan, but he's not a real person, but this could be really cool if you're wanting to look up some information on him across the internet before you meet with him. Talking points and questions for sure. And then action items from last meeting would be great too. You can see it found the calendar details and it found the prep doc in my drive, which is great. And now we'll see it come up with the answer. It looks like it pulled up all that information. It has everything that we need to know. It has the time, what the meeting's about. It says that we can connect with them through our Utah Salt Lake City office and has some really good reminders for us. I think that something like this gets even more valuable when you start adding in that part where it can search the internet for most recent information on the person that you're meeting with too. And again, we can just turn this into a skill so you can do this regularly every single time that you have a meeting with someone. And here's that skill, and you can see where it specifically mentions using Google Calendar and Google Drive as the connections here. And the last way that you can use skills is through Claude Code. And Claude Code is actually something that I recommend using as soon as possible because you will get the most use out of AI. It will absolutely blow your mind at what it can do. And the reason why it's so powerful for skills is for the self-healing and self-improving every single time that you use a skill. So it's able to do all of these other things that we've talked about with skills, except you're starting to do some real automations without the limitations that you see with Cowork and chat, where it can't update itself. There's some things that it can't reach. There's some connectors that it can't get to. But with Claude Code, you can get past all of those things. So let me show you an example of how this works. So here's what Claude Code looks like, and I promise it looks way scarier than it actually is. You'll see all of this information on the left side, and if you look closely, all it is the same information that we've been talking about before, but all in one simple place. These are all folders, and right here we've got our .claude skills folder. So this is all the skills that we have for this specific marketing folder. Then we have this claude.md file that just tells Claude Code how to use skills. That's pretty much all you need to know. Then over here is our chat. This chat works the exact same way as Cowork and Claude. So in this example, I have 3 skills that I've created: an Instagram post writer, an Instagram research updater, and a Nano Banana Instagram prompt generator. So for these skills to work, all you have to do is think about what kind of post you're wanting to make for Instagram, what company it's for, and what product you're doing. So for example, if I were to want to make an Instagram post for this candy, which is really good, by the way, if you've never tried them before. Not really common in America, but I have tried them recently and they're fantastic. All I would have to do is come over to Claude Code. I would type in, help me make an Instagram post for my company. I want it to be about our candy Cratchers. See the reference image called cratchers.png and just hit go. And you can see that it's starting to do its thing. And it's starting to grab all the skills that we talked about earlier. There's the Nano Banana skill for Instagram prompts. And what it's doing is it's making a prompt that's going to work really well in Nano Banana to make a really good image for our Instagram. Now it's going to ask us what type of image we want for the post. In this one, let's do a studio shot. We'll do fun and playful. And then it knows that we should have some sort of hero moment. And so for this one, let's just do the explosion of colorful candies. Great, so it has our main prompt and some additional thoughts as well on the prompt if it needs it later. And then it also has some execution ideas if we need to make more images and things later to have some really good success on Instagram. So we'll save that we're ready to generate. And it says that it has the image generated and wants us to take a look at it before it writes the Instagram post. So let's take a look at it and see how it turned out. Okay, and this looks pretty good, but I want to make sure this looks exactly like the original product. And I'm looking at this prompt that it gave to Nano Banana, and I'm not sure if it gave that reference image to Nano Banana. So let's ask it to do that. Did you give the reference image for Nano Banana to work with? Okay, and look at that. It says that it didn't use that reference image for the input. And so now it's regenerating it right now with the reference image. So let's see how that turned out. Okay, yeah, this looks like the original product now, and this looks really good and really well done. I'm really impressed with this. So perfect, we can tell it that it can generate the Instagram post, and we'll say that it's for sales, and then we want our brand voice to be fun and playful. There we go, we've got our caption ready to paste. So you can see some of the benefits of using Claude Code because we're able to connect straight to Nano Banana and get these results and work back and forth with it. But here's another huge advantage. So you notice how it did not use that reference image when it first sent that prompt. So let's just ask it to update the skill to make sure that's included the next time. So I'll update it to say, hey, let's update this skill to make sure that a reference image is included every time if a reference photo is available. And you can see that it found the issue and it's making the updates as well. And we just need to approve the update. Now our skill is updated and it shouldn't run into that problem again. So that is a huge benefit from Claude Code because every single time you run this skill now, you can be constantly updating it with the new information that you learn from the chat that you're going through. So any problems you run into, you just say, okay, let's fix this for the future so we don't run into this problem again. The other huge advantage that comes from Claude Code is that you can make skills that update other skills. And that's exactly what this Instagram Research Updater does. I created this Instagram Research Updater skill to update the skills of Instagram Post Writer and the Nano Banana Instagram prompt. It researches the current Instagram best practices and then updates those skills with the findings. We're talking about best practices for Instagram, whether they be trends or best marketing practices to get a lot of attention. And they can come from blogs, they can come from Reddit, they can come from platforms, they can come from all sorts of different places. But the idea is that I want to run this about once a week so I can make sure that those skills for Instagram are always up to date so I can have the most attention and be the most up to date with all the most trending information on Instagram and with what works most for my marketing. So I can just run it like this. Run the Instagram Research Updater, and you can see it starting to go. So you can see how powerful skills in Claude Code can be, because now it can fix its own skills. It can make them better. As you're working on it, you're going to start realizing, oh wait, maybe we can do these things better in this way or that, and you can just ask it to make the change. Then you don't have to re-upload everything every time. But not only that, you can update other skills automatically. You can also make connections to things that you couldn't access before on chat. There are tons of possibilities. Literally, the possibilities are endless. This is really something that you should try out. And what I'll do for you is I'll put all of these skills in my free school community for Claude Code and give you some quick instructions on how to run them. So you can try this out for yourself and see how actually straightforward something like this is. Even though it can seem overwhelming, it's really not once you're in it. So it looks like it has these suggested changes for best practices with Instagram. So we'll accept those changes. And great, you can see all the changes that it made. So all of our skills are up to date. The latest information on how to make the best Instagram post. So that wraps things up. So go automate something today and save yourself tons and tons of time. If you're looking for more helpful information like this in the future, make sure you like and subscribe. There's lots and lots more to come. Also, remember to go to my free school community so you can connect with other people who are creating cool automations just like this one. And so you can get those resources from that last Claude Code example. I promise you that as you learn how to use Claude Code, it will be the biggest game changer for your business. I'll catch you in the next one.